Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Chris, and today we're talking about positive personal change through higher consciousness. And it's a video just to remind you all that are following the inner wealth process and being coached that higher consciousness is a really, really cool place to be. Unconscious people, as you may remember, operate independently in all four areas of life. They operate at work as if they're that standalone. They operate in their family as if it's standalone. They treat their mind as if it's one thing and their body as if it's another. But actually, they're all connected. And I think unconsciousness is a really dangerous place to be because it leads to pain, it leads to stress, it leads to failure, and it certainly leads to illness. So let's just go through what it looks like to be a conscious person, which is what you're working towards. Higher consciousness simply means that we operate in our work zone as if there's a strong connection to our family zone. We operate in our mind knowing that that connects us to our family and to our work, and we operate in our body because they're all interconnected. And you can read each of those four quadrants and see what it looks like to live in consciousness at work, in your family, in your mind, and in your body. And make sure that there is more. Make sure that you get the sum of those four parts is greater than just the four. And that's higher consciousness. The most important part about living in higher consciousness is to see that there's a daily routine. Firstly, balanced thinking. We see it up here, which is for most of you an emotional shower, the four columns, and you know that process because it's a battle. It's a battle to stay away from your emotional lower consciousness, your animal nature. A healthy body doesn't necessarily mean it looks great. What it means is going to last long. It's like maintaining a car. You touch nature, you go out into the environment, make sure that you know that you're part of the universe. You connect with the bigger picture in your life. It's like your church. Your church is the earth, the sky, the trees, and the flowers. And you go to church and you sing a hymn, which is gratitude for everything around you. You refocus and focus and refocus and focus your priorities, because priorities really determine your self-respect, your self-worth. It determines your evolution, where you're going, and it's a witness to change, because last week's priorities cannot be this week's. Think big means vision, inspiration, and purpose, and we're always asking you in a coaching session, what's your vision, what's your goals, what's your purpose, what's your inspiration? And this is really important. Positive self-talk. Well, how many people do you hear aspiring to be great but criticizing themselves when they're not? There's two sides to everything, and we're marketing to ourselves. We're self-hypnotizing. We're creating in our brain neuro-linguistic programming to program ourselves to achieve. If you tell yourself a lie, and it doesn't take very long, you'll start to believe that lie is the truth. And if that lie is, I'm afraid of failure or whatever, you're going to go in the direction of your dominant thought. Enthusiasm, I've added in here because I think all of those things without some sort of enthusiasm for the day ahead is really a sunk cost, because you won't sleep at night. And finally, looking up, being inspired by the universe, being respecting that nothing comes from you, only through you, keeps you humble and keeps you on track. You become, with higher consciousness, an agent of change. And I think this is the most important part of what we're talking about today. That means you don't enable polarity. And to enable polarity means that you would be reacting to other people's polarity, which means you going in defense or reaction, or thinking that they have something that you don't, or they're criticizing you and you need to stand in defense. You stand for your vision, you stand for your dreams, you stand for non-polarity, which is non-violence. There's order in the chaos, you know that already. Getting the balance right. Now, the enemy within is something that we all understand. It can be really, really critical to us all. And the enemy within looks like this, if it ever comes up on the slide. The enemy within are compromise, stress, worry, reaction, self-sabotage, anger, doubt, and uncertainty. These things are the things we are in a fight against in order to sustain consciousness. Moving forward, being real. And last but not least, being real means what? Understanding the universal laws of nature, because being real means you understand the order in the chaos. You understand evolution. You understand abundance. You understand harmony and the one and the many. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Look forward to seeing you really soon. Bye for now.